You must be obviously rapt with the win, but rapt to set that up in the first quarter with such a strong start. Where did you get the advantage early, do you think?
Yeah, we're pleased to get the 4 points. We're looking for a 4-quarter performance. Just got a lot of inconsistencies in our game, so that's a concern. But it's great to tie off Gatherround, right? We love the concept. We'll stay for the week and play Adelaide, so the 2 home teams, that doesn't come without challenge, but one we've embraced, so we've ticked the first leg, so to speak. And now we'll sort of enjoy each other's company tonight, and then it's a short break also, so which is good in a way. You just jump straight back into it, right? And then 6 days into a formidable outfit in Adelaide. So yeah, we need to sort of move on pretty quick, but yeah, we jump out pretty well, don't we? Like, we've been doing that. Talk about being brave emotionally and leave no alibi, leave no excuse. Because in some ways it's easier to come from behind, because if you fall short, you know, like, you're more devastated when you've been in front and you lose. So I certainly like that element of the psychology of the team, that we're putting everything out there. So then the other stuff we can work on.
What are the inconsistencies, Ross, that concern you?
Pardon?
You talked about the inconsistencies.
Yeah.
That concern you. What are some of those?
Yeah, well, today was like the third quarter. We couldn't have been better in particularly the first quarter, like contest and pressure and clearance work. And then they really got, and it was really fundamental, they got right on top around the contest and ground ball. Really, it was abysmal for us, like minus 14. I mean, you could lose it by a little bit, but in these conditions, I just thought, you know, Butters and Horn-Francis and Drew Wines got to work. We know their quality, so that was the main thing. And our back half ball movement, to be fair, like, we track everything really strongly, and our D50 bar one game against the Giants, ironically in similar conditions. Outside of that, we've been transitioning pretty well, playing a good front half game. But our D mid, which all the opposition would know when you look at us, the ability to get the ball in our defensive mid off an intercept ground and then take it into forward 50 has just been at a low end, and that proved with our D half reared its head. So we're not hiding for them. We've been good at it in the past, and we need to coach it and fix it up. The coaching panel, you know, we need to find some solutions. So we weren't shy from it, but there's our CSB works strong, DeConing and Marshall, and that's strong. Our stoppage work was strong. So we've got clear areas we need to work on.
What aren't you doing right in second halves? Because I guess it's a little bit of a theme at the
Pardon?
moment. What aren't you doing right in second halves at the moment? You're able to hang on, but
All second halves? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that they're all. Like, we've had some, like against Brisbane, we had 18 entries to 9. But they kicked 6-1 off 12 and we kicked 3-5. So I'd take that, you know. So we've had some good quarters, but yeah, overall, it ties into efficiency, doesn't it? So there's always lots of moving parts, but, you know, so like we've had a plus 21 game against Collingwood where we feel we should have won. They might feel like that now, but what goes around comes around, right?
Yeah, just the moment for Jack, for him to come to your footy club and, you know, meet the moment.
Yeah, really, I'm glad you brought it up, Ralphie. He holds a special place at St Kilda, and probably, if I've got a heart, a special place in mine. Because I didn't know Jack's story, and all of us have got a story, right? Some more challenging than others. But to walk in the door, then to see him train and how dedicated he is, how much he loves St Kilda. But then the backstory, his personal, I think he's the bravest player playing AFL footy. To have brain surgery, excuse the pun, Jack, but you know, when you hear the story when he's collapsing and the middle of the night in the Pean Highway, falling out of the car with a pain you can't describe, and then seeing neurosurgeons having surgery and then coming back and then playing how he does, and because he's such a good little forward, he cops a lot of attention, so he commands a lot of respect at our club. He's earned a lot of respect, and it's pretty special. So I think the best is in front of him.
One of his partners in crime tonight was Callum Wilkie. He's again stood up in defence. How did you see him and Jack seem to bounce off each other so well?
Callum and
Jack.
We've got a few
Tubani.
We've got Jack Carroll, Jack Sinclair and Jack Silvani.
Yes, Jack Silvani. Both of them, like Jack's obviously been a great addition to the club, but him and Callum just seem to be bouncing really well off each other down back and played a pretty pivotal role tonight.
Yeah, the men's department, right? They rely on each other. It's not survival of the fittest, but David Payne used to talk for and with. If someone works for you, you'll work with them as well. So I think the for and with piece is coming along really nicely, but look, we've got to play a lot better than we did tonight, to be fair.
And just Jack Silvani, the big goal there as well for Jack.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
great
it didn't
moment.
look like missing, did it?
No.
It doesn't kick like Serge, does he? Eh? Sorry, Serge.
What did you make of the game with Hugo Garcia tonight? I thought he was pretty good, I mean, especially in the first half.
Yeah, we like him. He just played on butters without tagging him. He's a real competitor. He's one of our young men. I did look tonight. They got some youth too, but I looked at Garcia and Philippou and Wilson and, Boxall, who we sent to Horn Francis. So there's a little bit there. So, look, he's tough. He works hard. He'll keep learning. And he's got that growth mindset.
Let's talk about the last quarter, Ross, when the real heat was on. You were able to lift that intensity, the pressure, and even a player like Mitch Owens, had some really good moments as well, and showed some real efforts there with his work rate and ability to move the ball.
Yeah, and to be fair, we gave him a leer really for most of the night. We watched him against Richmond. He just dominated intercepts. So Mitch really just played that role on Aaliyah all night. I just thought he won some critical contests. Aaliyah never gave up. I thought he was critical in the outcome, and you're right, even to the end he pushed through a fair bit. But look, we expect that's his trademark, isn't it? Like power forward. I don't think he'll ever be just silky, but he does it through a willpower and a competitiveness that we all respect.
How's Lane's followed after the week he's had?
How's Lance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had a conversation. He's in a holding pattern.
Ross, just last one, just go back from Ralphie about Jack Silvani.
Go ahead.
The pre-season that he's had, moving clubs, his parents are in the room tonight, he had his face caved in. Just how proud are you as to everything that he's been through, the emotional goal, everyone surrounding him. He's had a pretty tough few months with everything.
Yeah. I thought he's loved coming to the Saints. He seemed pretty happy.
Yep.
His little beautiful wife, Grace, beautiful Charlie, come for the Easter egg hunt. He gets a fresh opportunity. So I'm really protective of all our players like Lance and proud of all of our players. And we always say support the person who challenged behaviour. And for Jack, he's come in and led. It's not easy changing a club where, really, to be honest, your father's a Hall of Famers and Premiership players, BNF winners, and you're the third generation. So I can't imagine that would have been easy. But he made that decision and we've embraced him. And look, he's still got plenty of improvement in him, and that's the exciting bit. And our whole strategy isn't based on 4 weeks or 5 weeks. Max King's coming quick, really quick. Henry's coming quick. There's a bit to add to this group. All clubs have had. Hey?
Where's Max at?
He's really coming quick. I know what round is it today. What happened to you? Isn't it? 5. Won't be 6. We think all tracking he'll play round 7. Where he plays, we don't know. But he's starting to grow in confidence. So he's an untapped prospect on our list.
Can this be a key plank now, a win tonight, to really set the foundations of this playing group moving forward? I mean, the win tonight, you talked about building for next week, but this playing group, it's a new playing group coming together with some guys coming in. Can this really set the foundation for what goes forward? Yeah,
I don't live in those terms. I just live in the weekly cycle, try and improve tomorrow, to be honest. No outlandish statements here. It was round 5 and banked 4 points. There's other teams that have banked 20 points we're trying to catch. Thank you.